I am very excited to welcome an extension of your belief in the product into, well, how do we get this into customers and how do we take care of our amazing customers? So we have Kira Love, who is going to bring up the customer care panel. So a little bit about Kira. I've known Kira since we had the same midwife deliver our first little bubs, and we got to see our kiddies grow up together. And Kira is an incredibly powerful woman. I watched her come into this business, and she'll say, with no real business acumen, no real personal development, and it's been such an honor and a privilege to see this woman grow and to just command such inspiration to women across the globe. I know she has a huge passion for helping families build healthy food cultures, supporting women finding their voice and creating self-worth and growing financial independence. Kira is a PMD Plus and a past winner of both Franchisee of the Year and the Glennie Awards. So welcome to the stage, everyone on your feet.
Everyone. So today I have the honor of having these beautiful women on stage who have some of the highest acquisition and retention of customers in our company. And we want to share with you how to improve your customer experience and build lasting relationships for better retention and business growth. I truly believe that exceptional customer experiences and service is one of the quickest ways to build momentum in your business. Who would love to see some momentum in their business? Plus, the real profit of any business comes from repeat orders. We spend so much time and energy finding new customers, and yet it is so much easier to keep the existing customers that we have. One of my favorite business analogies in Juice Plus is thinking as of your pay line like a bathtub. And if you think about your monthly orders, do you want to have the plug firmly in place so that you have your existing customers plus you're adding new ones for incremental growth? Or do you want that bath plug out where you're constantly having to find new customers to fill it up? I know which one I'm focused on, right? People will cancel out of a product, but not out of a relationship. And this is a really important concept to grasp. People will cancel out of a product, but not out of a relationship. You think about how many bright, shiny objects are constantly thrown our way in today's world. It's the relationships that we hold close to us and we keep showing up for. Think of your customer relationship building like dating. So when you're dating, you put your best foot forward, right? You treat that person like royalty. You do all these crazy things to win them over. You might even make lots of crazy promises. And when you win them over, those who understand that successful relationships are built by continuing to do the things that you did in the beginning that won them over, right? They continue to do that. But those who don't understand that, they stop doing those things, they stop going the extra mile, and eventually they fall out of love. The same thing happens with your customers. So we court our prospects, and when we're doing that, we tell them all sorts of wonderful things to win them over. We follow them up, we send them messages, we add lots of value. And once we win them over, it can be easy to forget about them and start courting our next prospects. This usually results in low customer retention and high turnover. This is a tragedy not only for your business, but also for your customer who misses out on the health benefits of Juice Plus long term. Customer service is the glue that holds your business together. It is so incredibly important. You want to make people feel appreciated. This keeps them reordering from you rather than your competitors. So I just want to take a moment to acknowledge Kathy Feenan, who was going to be on this panel, and I want to thank you, Elizabeth, for stepping in last minute, true boss fave, thank you. But many of you know Kathy Feenan, and she had to step away for personal reasons, but she adds so much value to this community, so she is watching from home. So let's give her a little bit of love from the audience. So first up, we have you, Elizabeth, and you're a qualified esthetician. It's a very big word for me. You don't have to be that smart to do Juice Plus. And you were able to leverage your past experiences to help create a good customer care plan for your Juice Plus customers. So like so many of you, including myself, you didn't come into this business initially to even grow a business, right? And then you found that your customer care skills from your profession really served you well. So why do you think customer care is so important for retention and passive income?
I think that one thing we have to remember is that our business is about our customers. Without them, we don't have a business. That's number one thing to remember. And for me, as you all would have heard, the business wasn't about that for me. It was all about helping people and coming from a place of service. So in my past career, it was always about making them feel like they were getting what they needed and opening up your heart and listening to what it is that they want. Everyone wants to be heard, and it's no good us asking them questions and then just giving them what we think they need. So I think it's really important to build a really strong relationship with your customers. Like Kira said, it's about the retention. They may not want to stay on the product, but they actually have an investment in you. So by them investing in you and your relationship with them, it gives that passive income long term, and they're more willing to stay with you when you know that you have a good relationship with them.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And so how do you continue to build the relationships and rapport with your customers?
So one of the things I like to do is maybe a little bit old school, but I like to get onto calls with my customers. I check in on them regularly, but what it's about in the beginning is really asking them what it is that they need from me. That's the most important thing, because what I feel they may need is maybe not what they want. So by me understanding what it is that they need from me, it gives them a sense of me wanting to help them, coming from a place of authenticity and love. And when you come from that place, your business just starts to grow. Customers tend to understand that you're actually doing this authentically and that you're really caring about them. So I like to get on calls with them at least once or twice in the 4 months before their reshipment, but I'm checking in on them if they want me to at least once a week. So I usually just sort of send them little messages once a week. It might be a recipe, it might be, just something to let them know that I'm still there, I'm caring for them. It doesn't matter how long they've been with me, I never forget about them and what they want.
I love that. It can be so easy to assume with your customers that they're there for the same reasons you are. So I think it's really a great tip to make sure that you're asking those questions, because it's easier to deliver according to their needs and expectations. So do you have a system that helps you keep up with that?
Yeah, in the beginning it was very messy. I had papers and things all over the place. I use Teamsy now. That really helps keep everything in order and just reminds me of when it is that I need to check in with people. But what I do when I speak to them is I try and ask a lot of questions and really listen to what I'm being told. So it's not about asking a question and just letting them talk and not noticing what they're saying. And I write a lot of things down. I keep a lot of notes on everybody's file, just so that when we do touch base, I'm able to say, look, how was the party at so-and-so, and how's your daughter doing? So it's really about building that rapport and that relationship with them. They feel that in that moment, I'm actually all theirs, and it's all about what they want and what they need. It's really important for the longevity of it. I'm always asking them what it is that they need, if they've achieved a goal, what's the next thing they'd like to look at, how can I be their accountability buddy to help them achieve that, and then just staying consistent and checking in on them, making sure they're on track. If they fall out, well, I'll help them come back on. It's just really making sure that they know that they're loved, and I really mean that. Like, I really do care about each and every one of them, and I think that comes through in our conversations. So I know that sometimes they don't want to take the products, but they don't want to leave our relationship either. Like you said,
Yeah.
you're building on that trust and that love continuously.
Mm-hmm. And it's really rewarding too, isn't it? The relationships that you form and the results.
It really is.
Yeah.
It's, like for me, it's just amazing when, when people come back and say, like, thank you so much, I've achieved this, and you've been a big part of that. It's really so rewarding. It just makes you think, this is what we're in this business for, to help, to serve, and to really deliver what it is that our customers want.
Mm-hmm. We call that emotional revenue, which I think is even more valuable than the financial revenue from this business. So thank you. I love that. It's a real low technology but high touch, good old fashioned relationship building, which still works so well in our community. In fact, it's so missing in a lot of businesses, and people are really craving that. So thank you. So next we have Sally Bradford. Sal is a mum of 3 who has built her NMD business whilst living on a large remote cattle station with more cows than people, and I can tell you very limited Wi-Fi. All excuses are equal in this business. I'm not sure how you did it, so I absolutely praise you. She leads a team of heart-driven women and men who love to help others enjoy the gifts of Juice Plus. So Sal, how did you reduce the overwhelm? Because I know a lot of people in the audience are thinking, well, this sounds all good, but it feels overwhelming. How did you reduce that when it comes to taking care of your customers?
Thanks, Kira. Yes, I will be completely honest. Customer care felt really overwhelming for me for quite some time, but that's because I didn't have a simple system or a strategy in place. I spent the first couple of years in my business trying to work with each customer individually at a really high level with no real routine or structure in place. And for me, that became really time-consuming and confusing, especially when you suffer with mum brain. Where's my mamas at? And confusion can sometimes lead to mistakes, and nobody wants that. So I've always had a really long-term focus with my business, so I knew I needed to make a huge shift in this area. Because after all, our customers are the foundation and the lifeblood of our businesses. I decided that I needed a system that could deliver a high personal touch to my customers, but also be a huge time saver for me as a busy mum of 3. Enter WhatsApp. WhatsApp Messenger was the solution for me. Now, after my initial discovery call with a new customer, I invite them to become part of my extra customer care service. The WhatsApp tool then allows me to streamline my customer care by interacting regularly throughout the week with those customers that really want that extra level of accountability and communication via what's called a broadcast list. This simply means that I can send one message, one tip, one recipe, one kick up the butt, one inspirational quote, or even a voice message from my end. But from their end, they receive it individually rather than in a group setting. This just simply means that every customer still feels really special and as though they have that accountability buddy in their corner all the time. But for me, an activity that used to take me an hour or sometimes even more now became a job that I could do in 2 minutes on the fly while I was living the mission throughout the day. And as someone who isn't the slightest bit tech savvy, I'm not sure if it's the fact that I smell like gum leaves or I have limited Wi-Fi, just kidding. I found the WhatsApp tool extremely easy to implement and navigate. It's as simple as downloading the app, exchanging phone numbers with your customer, and then helping them to be part of the next level of goodness by simply adding them to your chosen broadcast list. Because I already had an established customer base when I found this tool, I simply just needed to get in contact with my customers individually, invite them to participate, and then help them to download the app if they wanted to be a part of it. And it was so worth it, guys. It's so simple and just really worth it, that initial setup, if you're someone out there who has an established customer base as well.
I love that. I love the contrast because there's so many different ways that you can take great care of your customers. And we have, the good old-fashioned way, which is what I've been doing my entire time. Every time there's a new customer service strategy or, computer program, I stick my head in the sand. I'm like, I'm not the technology queen. I really suck at that. Shani, actually, if you're in the audience, I'm like, every time you're on a training, I'm like, wow, I wish I could be like you. And I remember when the WhatsApp strategy was put on the table, and initially I was just like, nah, too hard basket. But it really, I would have to say, is probably the most simple customer service system that I've heard in my 7 years in this business, and it really is that simple to set up. So thank you. And so what was one of your breakthrough changes you made to make customer care flow with ease for you?
So even though I knew I really needed a system, the greatest tool for me has just been simply just completely embodying our mission and living it every single day. When I truly embraced everything that our community stands for and started sharing my unique journey with that, everything just began to flow. People see me making a smoothie every single day. They see me taking the capsules. They see me giving the chews to my kids. They've been part of my journey to move more, which was a big one for me. They see the recipes that I share and the value that I give, and they've been part of my physical and my mental transformation. Just completely embodying our mission really, for me, just eliminated the need to actually sell anything to anyone, because I'm just simply sharing something that I'm incredibly passionate about. We have the most beautiful gift in our hands, so just live it. Be so loud and proud about it, guys, and find a really effective way to under-promise and over-deliver for that beautiful customer that comes on the journey with you.
Amazing. You can apply that to dating also, under-promise, over-deliver. Any relationship. Okay, so now we have Jenna Cody. Jenna is from Shellharbour, New South Wales. She's a mum of 2 young boys and works part-time in her traditional job. Jenna has been with Juice Plus for 4.5 years and is passionate about helping people with their health and teaching them that healthy does not have to be hard. So Jenna, you've had a good customer base that's kept you qualified for 47 months. Well done, that's amazing. Do you have any tips to share, because I'm sure the audience would love to know how to stay qualified for 47 months, on how you retain your customers long term?
So when it comes to customer care, I like to keep things super simple. So for me, that means it's quick and easy to do, it's not expensive, and that it's duplicatable for my team. I've learnt that it is so much easier to hold on to your customers, your existing customers, than trying to find new ones every month, especially when you're trying to qualify your business and pick up that residual income every month. So each week I have a set customer care day where I'm checking in with my customers. I am building on the friendship and trust, and I add value. So like the other girls said, I'm sending recipes and I'm sending them little things just to keep them in so they know that I'm thinking about them. When I do start a new customer, I get their top 3 health goals. So this helps them focus on a few areas and start to look at health in a holistic way. I set realistic expectations so that so they know that everyone is on their own unique journey, and not to compare their results to other people. I emphasise that this is a lifestyle choice, and that just by enhancing their diets every day with extra fruit and vegetables can only do amazing things in their body over time. And I think this reduces the expectation that they will have these amazing, massive transformations that some people actually do have, but it takes the focus back to overall health and well-being. So there's less disappointment if they don't get those health goals, those results that they want to see straight away. And I think everyone here has access to their own health programs within their teams. And so for me, I always make sure my customers are connected to our program, which is the Naked Health Challenge. And when they're connected to the program, I'll send them a video explaining to them how to find everything that they need, so their workouts, the recipes and the guides. And when I know that a customer is coming up to their next reshipment, so around the third instalment, I actually contact them and ask them to have a bit of a think about and reflect on their health and well-being over the past few months, particularly from when before they were on the products and program until now. And this gets them looking at their health in a holistic view, but also they start to look at whether they might have lost weight, their skin might be looking better, their energy levels have changed, their eating habits have changed. And then I ask them for a testimonial. So this testimonial isn't just for me to share on my social media, but this actually helps them to build belief in the products themselves. It helps me build belief in the products because I'm hearing these amazing stories from people that I'm helping myself, and then it increased the likelihood of reshipment.
I love that reinforcement when you get the customers to focus on the results that they've had. It reminds them of the value and benefits of the product. So that's a really great tip to write down. So share with us how you manage the reshipment conversation, because I know that this is an area of anxiety for a lot of team.
So the customer reshipment notification used to always spark anxiety for me, mainly because I was so scared that they were going to cancel. Now that I'm doing good customer care with people and checking in regularly, I pretty well know what they're going to be doing before the reshipment date comes up. So I don't get that level of anxiety anymore. When I do get a notification, usually around 14 days out, I'll send them a message, something like, "Hey Emma, I got my notification that you're due for your reshipment on this date. Did you get your reshipment? I'm so excited to continue on this journey with you. If you are, anyway, please let me know if you'd like to make any changes or add anything to your order before this date. Thanks." This takes the onus off me, and rather than me having to continually chase that person and see whether they want that reshipment or not. I think it's something to remember is that customers are the backbone of our business, and so we really should be making it a high priority to be loving on them and throughout their time with us, instead of that set, forget and hope that they reorder. We get taught that building relationships is a key component in this business, so why does it have to stop once they're signed up? Customer care can be as simple as sending a message, just showing you care.
Beautiful. I love that. Thank you. So there you have it. Some very simple and very realistic ways to add value to your customers and expand on that customer experience. And, I think that most importantly, these tips really help you to reduce the overwhelm that you might be feeling and really amp up that emotional revenue that you get from really good customer care. And it really will help you enjoy your business. I know that's one of my favorite parts, is getting those testimonials and hearing the results that your customers are having. So ladies, is it worth it, your customer care?
Absolutely.
So worth it.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, ladies.